Hello, if you are considering either to study in the Netherlands or Germany. In this video, I explain 8 factors you need to consider between the two countries in making your decision, either to study in the Netherlands or in Germany. Both of them are great locations for study for international students, but there are differences in these two locations which you need to consider in making your decision. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you have not done so already. Thank you so much. Number one factor to consider in your choice of location for international education is tuition fee. In Germany, tuition fee for most public universities is free. In the Netherlands, unless you have a scholarship, tuition fee for higher education for non-EU students usually range around 8,000 and above, depending on your level of study and your program of choice. The second factor is the need for you to show that you can take care of yourself for 1 calendar year without being a burden on the society. And for you to show this evidence, Germany currently, you need to be able to show that you have 10,300 euros, which is expected to cater for you for a full year. In the Netherlands, this amount is around 10,700. Bear in mind that these figures are reviewed from time to time, so you want to check exactly how much at the time you are applying for your admission. The Netherlands, you require to show a bank statement having this amount of money plus your school fees is available for you to get your visa. While in Germany, in some cases, you are expected to transfer this lump sum of money to a specific bond account in Germany so that the government then disburse from this balance to you on monthly basis. The other important point, which is visa process. For you to get a study visa to study in Germany, you will handle that process by yourself as a student. Whereas in the Netherlands, the school will handle your visa application process. I studied in the Netherlands, and this was the number one factor that I considered in studying in Netherlands. The visa process was super easy. As soon as the school granted me admission, it was super easy for the school to process my visa. So this is a point you want to consider. Point number 4 is working during study. Germany allows you as a non-EU student to work for a total of 120 full days per year. From my research, I don't think that there is a requirement for a special permit for you to work in Germany. In the Netherlands, you are allowed to work 16 hours per week. However, the employer is expected to process a permit from the Ministry of Labor in order for you to work these 16 hours. And this usually makes it difficult for international students to get work on time when they arrive in the Netherlands. A lot of employers do not want to go through that extra hurdle of going to fill out forms and obtaining a permit for you to work for them for 16 hours. Yeah, but with persistence, you definitely find employment at the end of the day, especially if you search in the big cities. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and thank you. Working as a self-employed while studying is not permitted in Germany. Whereas in the Netherlands, you are permitted to work as a self-employed, no restriction to the number of hours. So that means you can simply register a business name as an Uber driver, as a food delivery, or as a cleaner. You can just register a business name, and with this you are able to work unrestricted number of hours, and you stand a greater chance of earning more income than when you work 16 hours a week. But in Germany, you are not allowed to engage in self-employment as an international student. The other point is post-study work visa. Germany gives you 18 months to live in the country and look for work. During these 18 months, you are free to engage in any kind of work without any restriction. While in Netherlands, you have 12 months as your post-study work visa. After the expiration of your post-study work visa, you need a resident permit to continue to live in both of these countries. In Germany, a resident permit is granted to you if you have a job offer, and the validity of your resident permit is tied to the validity of your employment contract. In the Netherlands, on the other hand, you also need a job offer, but there is a minimum salary criterion that your job offer must meet before you can be given a resident permit. And thirdly, your employer must also be a registered immigration sponsor to be able to process your work permit for you. But these conditions, from my research, seems not to be the case in Germany. It seems with your job offer, you get a resident permit. The only thing is that the resident permit will expire on the date that your job offer also expires. The ability to read, understand, and speak these languages is definitely important. Especially in Germany, from my research, your chances are almost zero if you don't have some level of German proficiency. In the Netherlands, on the other hand, the language is super important, but there are still a couple of jobs you can get with international organizations that you may not necessarily need to speak the Dutch language. However, taking time to learn the language as soon as you arrive, taking language classes, getting involved in the community, mastering the language will greatly, greatly, greatly improve your chances of getting jobs. So that's it, guys. In my own opinion, the advantages of studying in Germany is by far higher than the advantages of studying in the Netherlands. I studied in the Netherlands, and the ease of visa processing was extremely important for me. So that is one plus that I consider for studying in the Netherlands. But also the fact that you can work as a self-employed while you're a student. That is another positive point. Other than that, for all the other factors, Germany seems to be a more beneficial location for non-EU students. So that's it, guys. Please subscribe if you have not done so already, and leave your comments in the comment section below. If you currently live in Germany and you think there are some points I have not mentioned, please feel free to drop it here. And if there are specific questions you would like to understand more, that you would like me to answer or talk about, also leave them in the comment section below. And until next time, bedankt and tot ziens.